Hello and welcome to this week's reaction episode of CATAMANIA podcast, where I will be looking through videos or articles. Let's see what we have on the menu today. Topic number 1, broke people. Topic number 2, truth about baby formula. Ooh. Topic number 3, know the difference. Topic number 4, give your metabolism a reset. Number 5, caffeine. Ooh, I love caffeine. Okay, let's start with the first one. We'll launch straight into it. Why wait?
The brokest people I've ever met in my entire life know everything. You can't teach them anything, bro. And then the richest people that I've ever met, the billionaires, the multimillionaires, the 100 millionaires, they're always trying to learn something from everybody. Bro, they're trying to learn from the homeless guy. They're trying to learn from the 19-year-old kid. They're not on Instagram hating on you, giving you hate comments. They're trying to figure out what good data set can I get from this conversation.
Amen. Happy people, successful people will never, go on social media and spout hate on you. And they're always very curious and they're always very open-minded is what I find. I agree 100% with what this guy is saying. In fact, I remember recently one of the members of my wonderful community online messaged me and asked, I guess she had just started her social media presence and she was posting online and she said, I'm really curious, how do you deal with hate? And I get a fair amount of hateful comments online. I get a fair amount of hateful messages because that's just the nature of what you do. You'll post something that will be like mildly thought-provoking. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be thought-provoking. I'll just post a random thought that I have, and there will always be somebody who will hate on you. Well, this is how I deal with it. The number one rule is, who is hating on me? Who is this person? And usually it's just some random person who will ironically have in their bio something along the lines of like spread love or spread joy. And it's very evident that that person is probably, it doesn't have anything better to do than sit on social media or sit on a platform like Instagram or whatever it may be and spout hate. So you have to realize that most hate comes from people who are probably hating themselves in their life, because people who are successful, people who are happy with their lives will share the happiness and success with you and will be curious continuously rather than judgmental and know-it-all types. Let's launch into topic number 2, which is truth about baby formula. I am so curious what this is.
1 scoop of baby formula contains more sugar than 2 cans of Coca-Cola. You heard that right. Most formulas in the United States don't use natural lactose like
we have the same ones in Canada, I'm pretty sure.
They're packed with added sugars like corn syrup solids and glucose. And if a baby is fully formula fed, they could be consuming up to 60 grams of added sugar per day. That's the equivalent of 2 soft drinks. And here's the scary part. Labels don't even have to tell you this. US law doesn't require added sugars to be listed on infant formula labels. So parents have no idea what they're actually feeding their baby. It gets worse. Most formulas are loaded with inflammatory oils and preservatives that can lead to serious long-term health problems for your child. So stop feeding your baby this ultra-processed junk. Breastfeeding is best and always will be. It's the gold standard. There's no real replacement for it. If you know someone that has young children, make sure to share this with them right away.
Whoa. That is so scary. Okay, so first of all, if I have any doctors listening to this right now or following me, what's the best alternative? Or medical professionals, wellness gurus, somebody please shed some light into this. What is the alternative if a woman can breastfeed? Can you make your own baby formula, and what would you make it out of? Because I know that many women can breastfeed. What he said about breast milk is absolutely true. I remember my mom telling me like years ago, I was having a random conversation with her about this. My mom is a doctor back home, and she was saying that breast milk is like the best thing for your baby. It protects their immune system. It ensures healthy growth of cells. It's just the best thing. And I also recently heard something fascinating. Apparently breast milk has cortisol in the morning and melatonin at night. Like a woman's body produces cortisol in the milk in the morning and melatonin at night to basically wake the baby up in the morning and put the baby to sleep at night. And then I went down a rabbit hole and I was talking to some of my friends who are mothers, and they were saying like, wow, I didn't know this. So sometimes I would use a pump in the morning and feed my baby with the milk at night from the morning batch. So then the baby would be restless all night. Anyways, our bodies are absolutely incredible and phenomenal, but this is really, really crazy about the baby formula and how, like, what do you do? I need to know. Like, please share your knowledge so that we can share this with mothers who are maybe struggling to breastfeed. I feel like the world needs to know how. I'm sure the information is out there probably, how to make your own baby formula, if that's even a possibility, but wow. 2 cans of Coca-Cola per 1 scoop. I hate Coca-Cola, by the way. I don't like any kind of pop. I like sparkling water. That's my favorite kind of fizzy drink. Well, and champagne. Side note, but in case you were wondering. Let's go to topic number 3. Know the difference.
A woman needs a man who wants the best for her, not a boy who wants the best from her. Know the difference. Choose wisely.
Mic drop. I wish I could drop this little mic, but if I drop it, I'll break it and then I won't be able to record these. I'll have to get a new one. So I'll just keep it in my hands and clap. And in general, I think a healthy relationship is when you both bring out the best in each other. I think I spoke about this in like one of my previous reactions because there was a video about that. I feel like the healthiest and best relationships are when people bring each other up and up and up, uplift each other, make sure that they push each other to be the best version of themselves. So, yeah, ladies, choose wisely. And be selective into whom you pour your energy. Topic number 4, give your metabolism a reset. Okay, this is a static post. Dr. Josh X. The week of your period is all about giving your metabolism a reset. With estrogen at its lowest, your body thrives on low-carb meals like grass-fed meats, leafy greens, avocados, and healthy fats. Remember, during this time when estrogen is low, carbs should be too. It's interesting because when I am in my menstrual phase, I crave red meat. Like I crave a piece of steak. So I feel like your body probably intuitively tells you what you need to eat. And I don't crave as many carbs, although I will crave sugar more than usual, specifically chocolate. Why do we crave chocolate when we're on our periods, by the way? I've always wondered that. I know that the red meat must be linked to iron, because obviously you lose about a lot of iron when you're on your period. But why chocolate? Does chocolate have iron? Again, if I have any doctors, medical professionals follow me and listening to this, please let me know. Let all of us women know in the comments below why we crave chocolate. I know I could probably research that too, but ladies, take note. I'm trying to remember if I crave pizza around this time, because there's a time in my cycle when I will crave like a good thin crust Neapolitan pizza, because I don't like any other kind of pizza. But I definitely crave red meat more than anything else, more than even leafy greens, avocados, or anything else. Specifically like a piece of fatty steak. I'm kind of craving that right now. I'm not in that stage of my cycle yet, but I love steak. Can you believe I used to be a vegetarian for 3 years? I don't recommend it. And topic number 5, last one, being caffeine. Pretty sure I'm addicted to caffeine. So
cancer loves 3 things. It loves mucus, it loves yeast, and it loves acid. And caffeine is one of the most acidic things on the planet to your body. And they've got 40,000 Starbucks out there. So you wonder why it's 1 in 2 people with cancer? You're drinking yourselves this coffee all day because you're tired. But let's stop and think a minute. You're tired, so you need a brown liquid to wake you up. Why are you tired? You weren't born tired. You know, we are connected to the circadian rhythms of the universe. So when the sun comes up, our bodies are supposed to get up. And as the sun comes down, we're supposed to gradually lose our energy so that then we rest and regenerate for the next day. If you're tired at 10 in the morning when you wake up, what's that telling me? It's telling me that your
10 in the
cells
morning?
didn't get any food to wake you up. Your cells didn't get any fuel or nutrients to get you up. So you need a drug to make you get going for the day. So you see, if you need your caffeine every day, your body's just saying, I don't have enough nutrients to perform. People are doing all these weird things, but nobody thinks it's weird because everybody's doing it. I'm asking you to wake up and just start to think. Every little thing you do, no matter how small or large, you're participating in your life or your death. It's that simple. And you get to make the choice every moment of the day.
So taking care of you is your responsibility. I read those books and started practicing, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. And that's when I began to understand the importance of knowledge. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food.
But doesn't coffee come from nature, and isn't it technically a food as well? Like, isn't it classified as... Okay, a couple of things. First of all, I don't think I know anyone who wakes up at 10 in the morning. I'm up by like 7 tops, and that's usually like a sleep-in day. And regarding what she said about cancer, she said something about Starbucks and how many Starbucks there are versus how many people have cancer. Are you sure it has to do with coffee and not the plastic cups that people are drinking it from? Because I feel like there's been more cancer linked to that than coffee. Also, coffee is more of like a nootropic, really, than it is a drug. Maybe, I don't know. Please feel free to shed some light into this, but I just don't buy the propaganda that coffee is that bad for you. In fact, I don't buy the propaganda that it's bad for you, period. Could it be my personal opinion from other information that I've gathered? Sure. Yes, I appreciate that. But I don't know. I feel like coffee has been drunk in so many places in the world for so long. And people are okay in those parts of the world. I have a friend from Ethiopia. They drink coffee like water there. Maybe it's not the coffee. Maybe it's what we put in the coffee. The oat milks, the sugars, the cups we're drinking it from. Maybe that's what it is. I refuse to quit coffee. I have maximum 2 cups of coffee a day, but I have coffee. And yes, I can't function without it. I do need coffee. It gives me a boost in energy, and it gives me clarity in mind. Like, I'm a lot more focused. I'm a lot more clear in the head when I have coffee, and it has 0 negative side effects for me other than just the positive ones. Let's look into this a little bit further, because I'm not buying that coffee is bad for you. Period. I'm also not buying that wine in moderation is bad for you. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode, and I will see you next week.